tend to be type A personality. I have my to-do list going every minute, every hour, every day, every week. And at the end of whenever I evaluate myself, and this usually being like end of the year or birthdays, usually I feel like, oh, I didn't get everything done and I didn't do it as well as I want to do it. So I am here to inspire you to put something else on your to-do list, but something that is going to help you with the rest of the list. This is something that, once again, I have learned from one of my pets. I have an 8-month-old puppy, and it's hard to say puppy because she's already 70 pounds. And she is a Terrier Labrador mix, and she's like a little football player. Over the summer, when she was maybe about 10 pounds less. My routine is after dinner, I put all the dogs out so they can go do their business before bedtime, and then I bring them back in. No matter how many times I said come, or I'd say come, or I'd say come here right now, she wouldn't come. She was too busy playing. And what she was playing with was, I had a problem with rats. I have a small backyard, and in there is squished several fruit trees. My husband has decided if we're going to water it and we're going to grow it, we might as well be able to eat it. So, we're not very good with our green thumbs, but we do have this one fruit tree that has been really good to us. When the other dogs were puppies, they knocked it down several times while that tree was small, and we thought for sure the tree was dead, yet nonetheless, every year it is so abundant. This year, however, we got a lot of fruit from it, but we didn't eat a lot of fruit from it because the rats kept eating. And they would eat half the fruit and then throw away the rest. Now, Katie thought this was the most fun in the universe. She would be running after them, and she'd put her paws up on the trees, and she'd be barking at them and chasing them. And I'm sure those rats were staring down at her and laughing at her. So here, Katie was playing, having fun, and the rats were having fun. Now, I was not. I was upset. Here's rats in the backyard eating my fruit, and here is Katie that won't come in. No matter how many times I tell her to come in, and I would try to sneak up behind her with a leash, and she was just, you could tell by her eyes tilted up, her corners of her mouth tilted up. She'd be panting, but not because she was out of breath, but because she was laughing. She was laughing at me, laughing at the rats, and laughing for the sheer fun of it. Here she was, her 60 to now 70 pounds. She would barrel towards me, and last second I would realize, oh my God, if I catch her, she's going to knock me down. So I would veer away, and then she would just veer away, and just, you could tell she was laughing. And I was just getting more and more upset. I'm thinking, I need to go to bed. She has to come in at some point. Plus she's barking, and the neighbors are probably not very appreciative of all this, me yelling at her barking. So, weeks of this go on, probably more like months. Finally I realized, well, there's no way she's going to come to me because she's having fun, right? And what I'm proposing to her doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Finally I realized, well, what if I make it look like fun to come to me? So what I would do is I would chase her, and then when she would start to get to me, then I would run away too. And then she'd be coming after me, and then I'd try to sneak the leash on her, but no, she would run some more, back and forth. It was not terribly successful the first few nights, but we would both be laughing. I would just be laughing my head off. The neighbors probably were staying awake now, not just because KD is barking, but because I'm laughing. Eventually, though, these playtimes kind of got shorter and shorter because eventually, at the end, at some point, and this point became closer and closer to the beginning point, I would say, sit. And she would finally sit, and I would put, just for guarantee, the leash around her neck, and we would stroll back into the house. She would go to bed nicely, and we had both had fun. So, this goes on for a while. Eventually it gets to where I just say come, and she comes. Thank goodness. But it finally sank in, this idea of fun. Finally sank in that she does not have a to-do list. Her whole list is fun. Her whole list is just, let's have fun. And I realized when I have fun, this training her to come to me, everything goes better. Everything in my life, not just the activity itself, but how I interact with KD, how I interact with my family, my friends, and how I interact with myself. So what I noticed, whether it was putting together speeches for Toastmasters or any activity that I needed to do, the more I hated doing it, the more I had to really remind myself, have fun. Do my best to figure out what is the aspect of it that is fun, and really try to capitalize on that. That way, even if I didn't even get the thing done as well as I wanted to, or I didn't get all of my things done, at least I had fun. And chances were that having fun, everything went so much better. I would like to inspire you for every day of the year, every moment of your life, as much as you can, to practice. Of course, we don't have luxury of perfection in a lot of the most important areas of our lives, but to practice having fun in whatever you do.